to watch. Hi everyone, I'm Sandrine here in HappyCool and welcome to a new Diary of a TV Addict. Today I want to talk to you about some of my favorite Amazon shows. I know what you're thinking.
Sandrine, we don't have time to watch even more shows.
Yeah, but in case you do have time, some of them are actually really good and worth watching. So I wanted to mention it in case. Don't hate me. I want to start with Bosch, which I think was released a few weeks ago, and it's really good. It follows Detective Bosch, played by Titus Welliver, who's excellent by the way, as he's trying to solve a new case involving the murder of a child, and while at the same time you see a little bit of his life, and we also see that he has to deal with his own sort of trouble due to something that happens in the first episode. Is that cryptic enough for you? I know it sounds like another cop show, but I personally found it really compelling because the character of Bosch is so interesting to watch, but also because the case itself is interesting. Now, I haven't watched all the episodes yet, so I don't know what happens, but so far I'm like, I need to know what happened to this boy. If you're into that kind of show, similar to Broadchurch, it's not exactly like Broadchurch, but you know, in the sense that it has a case that you're trying to figure out what happened, and you see a little bit also of the personal life of the detective on the case, you might want to try Bosch. Next, I want to talk about some of the new pilots that Amazon has picked up that will start airing their full season, I think, next year. For now, you can watch the first episode on Amazon, but that's about it. So if you're liking it, you're gonna have to wait to see the rest. But at least you get a sense of whether it's something that you're gonna wanna keep watching. So I wanna start with The Man in the High Castle. Yes. I really enjoyed the first episode of that one. It's based on a novel by Philip K. Dick, and it takes place in a world where we lost World War II and Germany and Japan won and sort of took over the world. And so the story takes place 20 years after the war was lost, and we sort of see what kind of world people live in and just things unfold from there. And of course we follow a few key characters who are living in that world. Pretty fascinating stuff. Concept already has me hooked. Now the first episode, I think, just sort of sets up the series. Mostly it's not any huge revelation, any huge things happening, but it definitely plants some of the seeds where you're like, oh, I see where they're gonna go with this, and I definitely want to know how it sort of blooms. Definitely a show that I'm going to keep watching and I'm looking forward to it. So I would definitely recommend you watch the first episode as well and see if it's something that you would like. Next is Mad Dogs. It tells the story of 4 friends in their 40s who get invited to Belize by their 5th friend, who is a very, very rich man, very successful businessman. And they're supposed to just go hang out with him, you know, catch up, chill. Things just don't really work out that way. Lots of shenanigans, kind of crazy things happen. Yeah, I guess I can't really say anything without giving it away, but what I will say is that I felt the pilot was a little long. I mean, you kind of get the sense that something is up, something's not quite right with the picture, but it's not maybe until 10 to 15 minutes until the end of the episode that the big kind of shocker reveal happens, and then you're like, okay, maybe I will watch the second episode because what the hell? Next is The New Yorker Presents, and it's sort of like a half-hour docu-series. It's sort of like the magazine except as a series. So you get 4 segments. In the first episode, the segments are a short film, a conversation, a documentary, and a poem. I really enjoyed it. I mean, the short film was a lot of fun. The conversation is fascinating. Documentary is even more fascinating and just kind of like mind-blowing. And then fourth, I mean, the poem was okay. It's not my favorite, but I just sort of like this idea of having just different segments and you're just watching it back to back. So you enjoy watching documentaries or you enjoy watching interviews of interesting people or just like short films. You're gonna get a little bit of everything in just half an hour. The last one is actually a show for kids, which I found really cute. It's called Just Add Magic. It follows 3 best friends who stumble upon one of the girls' grandmother's cookbook, and when they start baking from the recipes in it, they notice that things start happening and that the cookbook might have a little bit of magic to it. Now, it's definitely for a younger audience, but I thought that it was actually cute. And if you have kids or if you enjoyed that kind of show, you might enjoy it. I personally enjoy it. I might watch a few episodes, I'm not gonna lie. You know, don't judge me. And that's it! New shows for you to watch. Well, at least most of them only have one episode for now. So even if you like it, you have time to get ready to watch it next year and, you know, put some time aside for it. So if you end up watching any of the shows, let me know in the comments what you thought, if you enjoyed them. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my other Diary of a TV Addict, which come out every Thursdays, and we also have other kinds of videos on the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye! I mean, kids shows or just happy shows are always nice, you know? Let's say there's another Red Wedding or Mountain versus the Viper type of episode on Game of Thrones, because you know it's bound to happen. So then maybe you're just gonna go and watch, you know, just add magic after, just to kind of wash it off. Just to pick yourself up.